Right, we've got the popcorn.
Yeah, that's all we need is popcorn. Hey everyone, welcome to this week's News and Updates. I'm Laurel and Donna here. Hello, Donna.
Hello. I'm trying to take my, why don't I get on stage here? Sorry, I thought I had actually done that. And I'm trying to take off a cough thing. Every time I start speaking, I cough. So let me see if I can get through a few minutes without doing that. So I'm Donna, the other host at News and Updates. So Mark, our esteemed producer and the genius behind this weekly AltSpace VR news show, is behind the camera bot live streaming to everyone out in the metaverse and beyond, and down on the floor helping moderate all you News and Updates fans, along with our beautiful moderators with special powers to ensure we have a great News and Updates event. So welcome.
Yay! Welcome everyone. Welcome. So glad you're all here. Gosh, it's just wonderful. Now, for some in the world, this is week 4 or even 6. For others, it's 2 or 3. For even more, this is the end of your first week, your very first days in self-isolation from the COVID-19 and the coronavirus.
Now, usually the world outside of our virtual metaverse here in AltSpace VR glances off the shields and we've put around us for peace, acceptance, and tolerance. Even a real world virus has impacted us here. Seriously, it's impacting us in AltSpace.
It's just insane. So while AltSpace doesn't make user data public, we never know how many people are here in AltSpace VR one time, as there could be thousands right now in private events. And those of us who are out in the info zone are getting a real sense of the huge increase in users finding their way to connect online.
Now, if you're a community helper, please add more time to your weekly schedule to spend time, I say brave the time, in the info zone, welcoming new users to our community and ensuring that they're receiving accurate and positive information about our AltSpace community, understanding that this is an adult-safe community with fairly strong moderation and an active community with over 2,000 user-built worlds and over 150 public and free events every week. Everything from meetups discussing hobbies and passions and classes to conferences.
So please show people how to turn on worlds. Show them the worlds. Show them how to create events. Invite them to a few of your favorites. Tell them about AltSpace VR's 101 introduction. Donna just finished one. The tutorial that shows them more about how AltSpace works. And encourage them to take Daisy Shaw's world building lessons. Greet them in the campfire and invite them to learn how to fly, changing their perspective on the world, as well as giving them, y'all know this feeling, that wonderful childlike experience of wonderment when you first fly up in the air. It is pretty, don't you love that here? I just love that.
And I have to say that it's not just the first time, it still gives me giggles every time I do it.
It does.
So
It does.
most of all, be welcoming to people, be kind, ask them what they are interested and passionate about, guide them towards like-minded individuals here, and keep in mind, sorry, I hope I'm not stealing a text that I didn't read ahead about Laurel, but keep in mind that people come there's so many different countries represented here, different cultures, over 150 countries. We don't know how many, but keep in mind that every culture is different. So when they ask questions, it may sound, things sound different through the filter of our own perspective, right? So keep in mind when people are asking questions, it may seem unusual to us. So be patient with people who maybe don't speak English as well as we do. And one of the things I always tell them is, oh my gosh, you're speaking English great. I don't speak Spanish at all. I don't speak French at all. So the fact that they come in here and adapt to the English language is a huge kudos to them. So really welcoming them is really critical to the health and the atmosphere here in our community.
And please host events in your language if you speak something other than English too. We need those desperately, okay? Now, and on that note, remind them and each other that we need to block and report underage users. We need to help AltSpace VR be compliant with the privacy and children's rights laws around the world and make AltSpace VR an adult safe community, because we're all in this together, as the slogan goes. So let's work together and help us all feel safe. Okay? Now, on for some AltSpace news. Yes? Oh, what? Yes?
Sorry, can I add one thing to that? Shocker that I want to do that, but if that's okay. I just, like, a lot of people, especially 13 and 14-year-olds that want to bring their younger friends in, and they feel it's offensive to them, that AltSpace doesn't want those people, the younger people in. And you know what? That's not it at all. First of all, if you're 13, 14 years old, I want you to know that it's a privilege that AltSpace lets you do that, because the age could be 15 or 16. And
or
so
18.
for the fact, right, so they're giving you huge kudos to say, we trust you. So take that as a badge of honor instead of being upset. And the other thing is, keep in mind that it's just not safe for kids under. So we're not being mean to people. Put it to that way, think about it that way, that you want those kids to be safe, just like you want your friends and family to be safe from the pandemic. We want people to be safe here in AltSpace, just in the big picture. So think about it that way. We're not keeping out 12-year-olds. What we're doing is keeping 12-year-olds and under safe. Okay, so now, have you seen the eggs? This is totally shifting the conversation. Interactive Easter eggs are now available around the campfire and available in public world building kits. So you could create your own Easter egg hunts anywhere you want. There are 12 different eggs for you to play around with. How cool is this, guys, right? This is just incredible. And I know so many people who are having fun with it. So don't forget that the Rooftop is having their second annual Easter egg hunt. Check out the hub for the hunt and have fun exploring worlds looking for hidden eggs around AltSpace VR. And can I tell you, I've tried to talk to a couple of people in worlds, like I've met them, and they're like, sorry, we're egg hunting. Talk to you later. People are so focused on the eggs. I love it.
It's wonderful, and it's an amazing opportunity to explore so many cool worlds. So make sure that we'll tell you how to turn on that Worlds tab in a second. So as with all things news and updates from AltSpace VR, we report on these things in our news and updates Discord server, and invite you to join if you haven't already, where you can keep up with all the news from across our community and find our YouTube streaming and saved video links. So hello everybody out in the YouTube world. We are live streaming out. Everybody shoot up some hearts to all of our beautiful people that are watching online in the live stream. So if you do miss being in world here, you can always watch us on the live stream. All right. Okay. It's time for some world building.
World building.
Yay.
So you guys, some of you that may be new users, when you go into your AltSpace menu and you look along the bottom, you may not see worlds. So we're going to help you out and give you information about how to quickly and easily turn on worlds so that you can go exploring, world hopping. Oh my gosh, so much fun. Okay, so I want you to open up the circle menu with the white triangle. That gets you to your AltSpace menu. Along the bottom, you'll see menu options, take settings. Once you're on settings, notice the vertical menu over on the left-hand side. Take the top option that says general, and then the second option down says enable world's beta. Okay, beta. So now that tab will appear along the bottom, opening up the worlds to delight, imagination, and exploration. Now keep this in mind. It does say worlds, enable worlds beta. So you've turned on a space that is primarily user driven. So people just like you have created worlds. And so it's really important to remember that the worlds are in beta and that they may cause some devices to crash or get glitchy if the world isn't optimized for that device. So keep in mind that think about it like this. They're letting us into worlds early. Instead of waiting for all the worlds to be optimized for all the devices, they're letting us in early. But that means that sometimes we experience lagging. Sometimes we experience different things. So please be patient with that. But, so much fun to be had in worlds.
Absolutely. And the world building team has been busy. We have a sneak preview of what is likely to be coming soon to a world editor near you. It's an improved method for adjusting the position access lock for what's called the rotation lock. And what it appears to do is it locks the rotation that happens when you're using a world editor asset and you have that rotation lock disabled. You can now confine the rotation to a specific direction. In other words, it'll allow you to rotate horizontally, not vertically, or it'll lock the height while you rotate the object in place. And we'll see how this works and learn more hopefully this week, maybe next, I'm hoping. I can't wait. It's going to maybe a series. I mean, this is a little thing, but it's so helpful for world builders. So excited about that.
Wow, that's cool. In addition to the Easter eggs, have you checked the World Editor kits for MRE SDK items? There are some fun interactables in there, including one to allow your guests to wear a hat. It's great fun to dress up in a funny hat and take selfies. Make sure to check that out.
I had a beautiful picture of myself and one of my dearest friends wearing hats in my world, and I forgot to put that in. I am so sorry. So anyway, but try out the hats. They're really, really fun. All right. So we have some great worlds to highlight this week to help you explore the creative potential of your worlds and find inspiration for worlding your own, including Donna.
Okay, first up, 2 medical research worlds. Can I just tell you, I'm scared for what comes next because medical means words that are hard to pronounce.
Nah.
Okay, so Joe Laurenti is a biomolecular scientist and researcher in Washington State, and he used Unity models of the COVID-19 coronavirus and created a couple worlds that are totally worth exploring. The first is called COVID-19/ACE2. You land on, get this, you land on the virus under your feet. And you may explore and even climb on the virus around the area and read helpful informational signs. Oh, what a treat.
It's very cool. He's also created a world called the RHLMRR. Again, upper lower letters and things, and I don't know quite how to pronounce it in molecular languages, but it hosts an artificial enzyme for CO2 hydrogenation, which is it's a great teaching example of this game-changing enzyme that converts carbon dioxide in a way that improves the greenhouse effect and helps with climate change. That is amazing. And we have it right here in Old Space. So you can climb around on the models and fly around them and give you a new perspective on how these, and honestly, we need more educational worlds here in Alt Space. So if you're into it, please build them because we have people that are they're literally craving teachers are craving places to bring their students and to find, to explore the human heart, to explore science and math and whatever it happens to be. So please let us know because they're looking for it.
Okay, so now I get to talk about Daisy Shaw. There's so many world builders here in Allspace that really do mind-blowing things. And as I'm not a world builder, I'm more a world builder appreciator. I appreciate the creativity that happens here in Allspace. Daisy Shaw is one of the builders that keeps pushing the boundaries of creativity and world building. And now she brings us her latest, Castle in a Misty Forest. It is a dark fantasy world that brings back thoughts of Avalon and well worth a look. Now, can I tell you that you may be sitting in a chair in AltSpace VR in this world when you go into this world, and I tell you, after you're done walking around in it, you will actually feel physically tired. That's how big the world is. It's enormous to walk around, and there is a surprise lurking in the cave, and the castle is way off in the distance, but it's worth the trek to the castle. There's a great adventure to find all the hidden treasures in this world. It's
Awesome.
so awesome.
It is. And Donna, say hello. Everybody say hello to room 2. Send up some hearts. Hello, everybody in the second mirrored room. Donna and I are making sure that we have our megaphones on and we have on air and we're ready to go. So welcome, everyone, as the room is mirrored. Fantastic. So Daisy Shaw is an amazing world builder. Please go find her hub, go explore her worlds. She's also brought us the adventure of the Grand Canyon to AltSpace. You can go over the bridge and jump on and land in one of the balloon baskets for an amazing view. And with as we should with many world builders, this is a collaborative effort. She worked with Mr. Yellow, Marcel, to create this amazing world. And just remember that AltSpace VR is a social place and space, and we love working together to build worlds as well as to host events. So find a friend, start building together.
Now, the never-ending story continues to draw visitors and is often one of the popular worlds on the list. Developed by the Voice Guy, he pays homage to the popular book, The Never-Ending Story. It features flying dragons. Who doesn't love flying dragons?
It's awesome. I just love that. I love the imagination of these things. And the never-ending story, this world continues to draw visitors and is often one of the popular worlds on the list. It was developed by the Voice Guy, who pays homage to the popular book, The Never-Ending Story. And you know what? It features
do the next
flying.
one.
Do it. I got the wrong one, didn't I? Okay, then let
But
me
you know
jump
what?
here
We
and
like
finish
it
this
so
real
much,
quick.
doing it twice is...
I did it. I'm
No,
sorry.
doing it twice
Again.
is...
I know it. How do I
No,
even bother? Okay, now I'm on track. Okay, so
Yeah, carry on.
I don't know where I am. Okay, so you can forget them flying. No, the flying dragons are amazing. All right, if we can't bucker it up at least once in an event, it ain't worth doing the event. Okay, so Climb with the Orangs is a tribute Nature World by Lana. It is dedicated to orangutans that she worked with in her community zoo and preserve. It's a wonderful creative use to tell a story using photographs of the animals in the form in a form of their natural environment, and it helps us to learn about the plights of these endangered creatures. And what a wonderful, innovative thing to do. So check out the Climb with the Orangs, okay? Now we're back on track. Are we back on track?
I think so.
Are you
one
sure?
Of the amazing things, one of the amazing things about interactive worlds is that you actually, there's something about learning with us that reading from a book or actually feeling like some sort of experience, it helps us learn in a different way, right? So going to a place, I love the orangutan world. It brings up all sorts of questions and thoughts that you may not have just from seeing a picture. So kudos to you, Lana. That's awesome. So now travel around the world to Egypt and explore the ancient heritage sites, at least our version of it, of the Egyptian temple and pyramid done with Unity kits and a great deal of imagination. It's excellent for student educational tours and easy to get lost in the maze. There are some hidden treasures in there as well, so it is well worth a trip to Free Funds, Ancient Egypt. I love that world.
It is great. And if you're looking for something else educational, take time to check out the Rocket Party's their Space Museum right here in AltSpace. You can explore models of the various rockets, the space shuttle, it's flipped upside down like it would be in flight, and you can Boy, I just jumped all over the place. All right. See, nothing more than you get it live here. So you can explore all these different models, the various rockets, the space shuttle, and all these things. And the space has long been used to host the rocket parties. And it's worth exploring on your own. Or come on, bring your friends. Check it out.
That's still one of my favorite spaces in AltSpace. And the rocket parties, it's one of those things where even if you haven't had a great deal of interest in rocket launches, they make it so exciting. It's really, really worth checking out. Now, speaking of friends, check out Space Court, the custom Unity world built by Aziz where you play basketball in space. Now, I have to say, I have a hard, tough time playing basketball with 2 feet on the ground. I can't imagine what it's like to do it in space. It's beautiful and well worth hanging out for a game with friends, floating in the middle of the galaxy. Now, if you have built a world you wish to share with us, let us know on our Discord server, and we can feature it here.
Absolutely. And we love our world builders. We absolutely love our world builders. In fact, the World Building Showcase continues to bring you amazing worlds. How many people have been there? Give me some emojis. Have been to our World Building Showcase and tour? Yeah, a few of you. Every Wednesday, we bring you some amazing worlds and world builders and take you on a tour. And if you're interested in having your worlds featured, please let us know. We'll pass it on to our world building tours team showcase. I can't even say it. And we have some amazing tours planned for the next month. And if you've been building worlds and you want to showcase them, we need like 4 to 6 of them. We would love to do that. So please stay tuned and watch out for the AltSpace VR calendar for specifics on that, for what's happening.
And one of the things that we get asked a lot by people who are especially new in AltSpace is they see these worlds, how do I create my own world? What do I have to do? How do I start? And so the World Building Showcase Tour is one of the great opportunities because you actually get to connect with the world builder. So I love it how when you're in a space and the world builder shows up, right? So 18-hole mini golf course, you head into there and Daisy Shaw comes and visits with you, right? But sometimes we just don't have access to those world builders. So the Showcase Tour gives you the ability to talk directly to them and ask them questions. So when you're looking at a world thinking, how on earth did they do that? Well, you get to ask the builder and the builder will share it with you. One of the things amazing about our community, right, Laurel, is that we share. We share ideas, we share ways of doing things. So if you complete an interesting new world, make sure that you contact us so we can promote it and let our news and updates Discord channel post something there and we'll send one of our teams to check it out.
Yes, indeed. And we may include it here. All right, Donna, drum roll. It's time for events. Wait, we have a bunch of events to share with you. Oh. So as we announced last week, if you or your company are interested in bringing your real-world event into AltSpace, please check out the new groups feature highlighted on the AltSpace VR blog for steps to create paid and private events.
So on that note, Educators in VR is hosting a series of event-based workshops to encourage you to host your own events. The workshops include the popular Speaker 101 training, moderation and hosting tools, how to film and live stream an event, how to host a virtual conference in AltSpace, etc., etc. So Educators in VR is offering fee-free event hosting, moderation, speaking, and virtual conference production tips and techniques, training events, as well as paid consulting for training and production support services. They are working on a series of master classes on this and other topics as well, so keep an eye on the calendar for the schedule and help spread the word.
Yay, thanks, Donna. And, there are many new and regular events here in AltSpace and more are popping up all the time. We want to start this week's events highlights with a look at the musical events in and around AltSpace VR.
Aren't musical events awesome? I have to say the first time, sorry, I digress for a second, Laurel, but the very first time I put on a headset, I went to an open air concert in New York. I have to tell you, I sat down, I had no idea about anything about VR. and it was my first headset. I put it on, and and like the music's already started. I'm getting ready to listen, and my husband walked into my office where I was sitting, and I asked my husband a question, and the person sitting next to me at the concert answered the question. I almost fell off my chair. Like, seriously, I had no idea they could talk like that. I had a mic that they could hear me. Oh my gosh. But still, one of the epic moments of my life, that concert. But there are many inquiries about different kinds of music events. So about karaoke events in AltSpace VR. And honestly, if you have experienced sing-alongs here, you would know that they are painful to the ears. How nice would it be if we could all sing together? Mostly it's better if you mute yourself.
Yeah.
However, if you have a dream of singing or telling jokes or sharing your short stories and poetry, we have a wide variety of open mic style events for you. And they are popular, you guys. They're amazing.
So on Sunday, check out the ever popular Center Stage with Natalia and her crew. Oh my God, talent. We've got some of the singers that are in here. I love you guys. You just bring such light and life every weekend. And Poetry Slam is an open mic style poetry sharing event where anyone can come share their poetry with a welcoming and adoring audience. And the next event is Tuesday. You don't want to miss Poetry Slam.
And then there is the long-running and most popular entertainment event here in AltSpace, Open Mic Night. Join the team for an amazing hour of music and poetry and stories and comedy. Open mic style events come and go here in AltSpace, so keep an eye on the schedule for more. I love how people try doing this, have an idea, and they just put it on the schedule and try. So make sure you check the event schedule regularly.
Absolutely. And these aren't the only music events here in AltSpace. So Sunday is the brand new Corona Club with live streamed performances by different musicians and artists. This will be interesting. So please note that there's a little confusion. The event description states they stream live events into AltSpace on Thursdays, but just check the event because we have it scheduled on Sunday, or check with Twiz if you can find Twiz, the event host, for details and clarification on that. But boy, how exciting.
And you know what? User-driven, right? That's where sometimes it's hard to get information or whatever, and that's exciting because it means it's user-driven. This is so incredible what collectively you guys, all of us, bring to the community, right? And are willing to be brave and do. So have some acting talent or want to try your hand? Check out the popular and long-running improv night right after this event and try your hand at improvisation.
Gosh, it was one word.
She had to put one in there, like, seriously.
I didn't think you have a problem with that. Oh my God, you say improvisation all the time. Okay, anyway. You know, I live to catch her on and get with a word, okay?
I'm sorry.
All right. That's okay.
Me and the English language do not like each other.
All right. For concerts and for solo acts, we have Yunji. She's entertaining us with original and cover songs live. Oh, I just love her stuff. And on Monday, so she's on later today, but on Monday, she and Walla Wasabi are hosting a fun social that is called Yunjiverse and Friends, and who knows what fun and music she might get into to add to that social event. So check that out Monday, but her concert's later today.
And always a good time. Don't forget to check out the live music concerts with Luke. Now, these are another staple here in AltSpace, playing his guitar, entertaining all of us with his beautiful songs and performances. So you don't want to miss that. It happens every week on Tuesdays.
And God, I just love all of the talent that is here. Sunday, the amazing musician and live looper, Mick Muse, is bringing his talents and passions through music to us with some looping, some beatboxing, and playing multiple instruments.
I apologize if you're starting to hear my podcast. So two other highlights include the Bonsai Interactive Cooking Show with Buckaroo, his daughter. That's an interactive over 25 years. You guys, so many great tips. He will be live streaming his cooking into his event. So today he explored the best of my freezer and pantry. This week by cooking up a New York strip. Oh my gosh, I'm so hungry. New York strip, jumbo shrimp with black truffles. Oh, seriously. Potato dauphinoise.
Yes, you did beautiful.
Green beans with almonds and an amazing Yorkshire pudding with a lemon tomato garlic goat sauce. Does this man know where I live? Like, delivery would be awesome. Now, who knows what he will come up with next week? So, okay, I'm absolutely starving now.
Mark, can we end it now? I'm so hungry. Oh my goodness. Oh, I knew that was going to be really torture to have that one. God, the lemon, tomato, garlic. Okay. All right. Back on track. Michael McDonald of Gold Lotus English Language Tutoring and Lessons is hosting a variety of language classes right here in Altspace to learn and improve their English skills. I can't tell you what a gift this is to have here in Altspace, these free events. Michael is really a gifted teacher. If any of you have been to his events, he is an amazing teacher. And you don't want to miss these. If you are a fluent English speaker and you want to join and give back a little bit, go to the event. He'll call on you to help teach others some English jargon, some pronunciation. I helped him with his 24 hours in English lesson in VR, and we discussed crimes and punishment. And we got to come up with words like for prison, like jail, and in that what was the Hoosgow. We got to explore Hoosgow. Isn't that a awful synonym for prison? So it's fun when you can play on those words and help non-English speakers learn how that works. They're really great fun.
Now, Bean is offering gardening workshops and meetups here in Altspace VR with For the Love of Gardening to help you build and grow your own garden with experienced and passionate gardeners. And for those wishing to learn more, what a wonderful opportunity. You guys, this is a wonderful opportunity to bring if you're passionate about something, I guarantee you somebody else in Altspace is passionate about it too. Seriously.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing. And as more and more organizations and businesses move into VR, we're thrilled to see there's a Rotary meetup scheduled for Thursday. I've been speaking at Rotaries for decades. I love them. They're a great community, great international organization, and they've been meeting regularly just recently here in Altspace. If you're a member or interested in participating, learning more, these are open meetings, a fantastic opportunity to connect with the generous business organization of the Rotary International. I'm so excited that they're here.
And please don't forget, if you need a moment of self-care, to step away from the madness, the twilight zone we live in, check out the wonderful events of Evolve VR for meditation and spiritual exploration of self. Events are in English, German, and I believe that they're now adding a few other languages, so stay tuned for that. But seriously, we all need that time to just step back, turn off the news, and just do some self-care. I love that.
Honestly, I mean, this is probably inappropriate for the news, but a tweet came across my face after one of the United States head of our government was doing one of his daily rally briefings that said, honestly, every day I'm in my bathroom. This has now become a habit. I'm in my bathroom screaming and yelling at the news. It's like, turn it off. Please turn it off. Because we need that break from it. So please take advantage of what's offered here in Altspace for distraction, but also for some self-care with Evolve VR. Love it. So these are just a few things, that are happening here in Altspace VR. So check out the Altspace VR calendar for more information, details, and consider making one yourself. Make sure you RSVP or you hit interested to trigger those email reminders so you do not miss one single moment. All right. So whether you've been here on this planet for a long time or a short time, we are experiencing history. This is a powerful and unique historical experience where The majority of the world is taking a breath. Did you remember, Donna, what the percentage is? How many people are self-isolating in the world?
Well, I just heard that it was 3/4 of the world is inside. I don't know. That's mind-boggling.
It is, and I was just looking at my emojis, and I don't know which one to hit, because it's like, yes, I'm glad that they are. Yes, I feel for all of us suffering, and damn it, I wish we weren't doing it. So we got all the emojis all the way around for this. I am so thrilled that the world is taking a deep breath, and it's stepping back and down and following the advice of scientists to self-isolate. Please be aware there's a lot of false information, including coming from government officials. Don't believe the BS, okay? Trust the true experts in this, and trust yourself to know what's right. Don't risk your life, okay? But, we're protecting ourselves in the community, and we're working together as a community in the real world. But we're also working together here in AltSpace, and it's really beautiful. And I want to celebrate our achievements of working together with a heart of service and a heart of community, and also grieve for our losses. We need to deal with all of the emotions that we're hitting here.
Absolutely. That's interesting that you say that, Laurel. At the Live Love After Hours that we just did a day ago, we actually focused on that it's okay during this time when all these people are suffering all these medical things. You almost feel guilty, but each one of us are actually suffering loss in some particular way. Some are missing really critical events. Some people are passing away and we don't get to be with them. Some people are missing those happy moments like a wedding. There's all these things, and we are suffering all this loss. And it's important that we process that and give ourselves permission to be sad for ourselves, because you have to let those things out while you're caring about the global community and you're doing your part in self-isolation. You have to acknowledge these losses. And what a great opportunity to be creative. So just an event that I saw on LinkedIn that was other than inside VR, but a little boy missed his 6-year-old birthday party. Can you imagine how important, how you look to get for months towards your 6-year-old party, right? All of you guys know kids that are losing this. So what their family and friends did is they created a parade. There was 131 cars went by this kid's house and said happy birthday to him.
Oh, awesome.
Isn't that awesome? Now, on the sad side, on the flip side, a woman lost her husband. She was only 40 or 42. I think he was 42 years old. Went into the hospital, never expected that he would pass away. And he passed away, and they can't have a funeral. One of hundreds of thousands of people. So the same thing. All their friends and family got together and drove by their house in tribute to her husband, of their kid's father. We have these amazing opportunities to be creative, but we have to acknowledge these things that we're losing just for our own self-health. And we don't believe that the world has ever come together with a single thought that wasn't associated with war, right? The fact that the fact that this train of our economy, our global economy, could come to a halt on basically a dime, just stop, is just something that's hard to even comprehend. And it's a moment, excuse me, and you are all a part of it. Events are happening all around AltSpace to meet, share, discuss what this means and how we feel about it. There are science-based discussions on the cause and spread and cure of COVID-19. There are movie nights, social nights, and get-togethers to escape through laughter and shared togetherness. And laughter, isn't that one of the best medicines we have, right? It's this release of that kettle that does steam, right? Laughter is that release of all these different kinds of emotions. And very often laughter leads to tears. And you guys just embrace those tears. We need to. There's support groups that existed previously and that are being launched now to help support people's concerns and their fears and discuss positive action steps. Take advantage of these.
And, Donna and I were talking about this yesterday, and she said how hard it was to be alone in AltSpace. And I have to say, I laughed, and I agree. But, because we have so many relationships, we go into a world and like everybody follows us. It's just me, but I realize it's more than that. We can be alone. But what's mostly wonderful and, okay, sometimes annoying, is that our friends find us. They check in with us. They want to know how we are doing. And they care, and we care back. And that's the Altspace VR spirit that I just love in this community. It's not a brag, it's just a fact. But I was interviewed by a reporter yesterday about how social VR is working in this time, and is it working in this time of self-isolation? And how is it different from Zoom and Google Hangouts and all those other things? And it took some thinking, but I realized the following. First of all, we are not alone in VR. That is a beautiful truth. Okay? We're not alone. Second, when you put on your avatar, many people assume you can become anything you want to be. But what we're finding is that it isn't about becoming somebody different. What we become is a truer version of ourselves, a more honest version. And oh my God, that's such a beautiful, beautiful thing. And third, VR avatars, the embodiment, the presence, we have all these technical words, whatever it is you want to call it. I think that when we put on these avatars, it's kind of like talking to a stranger on a bus or a plane. You share things that you might not share even with family and with friends. You let your guard down. Rarely. When people say, how are you doing? In the real world, what do you hear? Fine, right? Here, fine. I don't know what fine means, Here, I don't hear fine. I hear people saying, I'm okay, but I'm feeling kind of blue. Or, I'm just a little bored. Or I'm so busy at work, I can hardly, keep track of what's going on. And, it worries me. That's how busy I am. Or you'll hear, I'm doing great and I love life. You'll hear something other than fine. Oh, please don't ever do fine on me. I hate fine. I really hate fine. But here in Altspace, I rarely hear fine. People really want to know. They want to know, okay, well then what does it mean? And those answers, they're brilliant and they're closer to the truth. And more importantly, they open up conversations. They open up connections and they invite deeper sharing. Because now we want to know, well, what does that mean? You feel kind of blue. You okay? And they want to have that conversation. God, I love that. Fourth, probably one of the things that I know that Donna and I thrills us to death, social VR breaks down walls and borders. Talking to Donna last night, I realized that I have friends that I care passionately about who live thousands of miles away from me that I've never met in person. Y'all feel the same? Here in VR, we've made those connections. Ancient, I won't say isn't here right now. He's usually here. I hope he's okay. I'm going to go track him down after this because he's usually here. He lives in Europe, and I love him to pieces for his wit, his humor, his honesty, for his ability to challenge my mind with just the question that begins with, what if? God, I love having those discussions with him. Mark, I'm going to start crying. Mark is in the UK, and I consider him one of my dearest friends. Even though I have known him for only a few years, we have been through some stuff, okay? I would do anything in the world to make him laugh, and he does the same for me. I cannot tell you how many times he's come to me and just said the right thing and put me on the floor, and that's what I needed in that dark, deep moment that we all have. So God, I'm not going to cry. Okay, Karen 666, who's retiring for work, she's inspiring us as an example to everyone about what it takes to make your lifelong dreams come true. And Daisy Shaw, oh my God, she's one of the most bravest and fearless people I know. And trust me, being brave and being fearless are two different things. There's Serenity, there's Lisa, God, I just look around the room and I just want to start crying my eyeballs out because you all are wonderful. And Donna, you're up there high on that list of brave, fearless people who understand not only the value of friendship, but the gift of community. And the defense of community the supportive community, your heart of service is one of the most powerful here ever. I absolutely love it. If y'all don't know, besides her live, love, I always mess that up, events that she does and all the years of participation, last year or so she's done a VR church and things, she also helps to host and drive forward the AltSpace VR 101 training programs every week and does late night ones and everything. She's just absolutely amazing. So thank you for that. One of my dear friends. And that's what's amazing about VR that's different. I'm sorry, I don't have those kind of friends on Zoom. I don't have those experiences on Google Hangouts. Sure, I meet up with my friends, but it's different. It's really different here because we're a part of a community, and I don't have a community on Zoom and Hangouts and stuff like that. I just don't have it. But together, we're going to beat this. We're going to move forward, and, we're going to do it together. Right, Donna?
Absolutely. And I 100% to everything that you've said. And it's interesting that the feeling of presence. So I know that when video conferencing came out, that many people thought it would stop travel. But it didn't stop travel at all. It barely dented it because you can have a conversation, but you don't feel like you're with that person. And there's something about AltSpace, right, that makes us feel like we're together. And I still, if you're ever in any kind of event with me, it's a little bit harder one-on-ones because there's too many people traditionally, but I love to know where people come from. And I love it how often there's 10 people and we're from 7 different countries. I love it how I could go from world to world and talk to people, just talk to somebody new. And every world I go to, I talk to somebody from a different country. I love how when I'm nocturnal. I can find friends that wake in the middle of the night. I love how it doesn't matter what time of day it is. We can come online and we can talk to people. I love it that when you reach out to somebody and say, I need your help, that almost always they immediately respond. Sometimes they're in the middle of something, and that happens to all of us, but that they respond. I love it that people reach out and say that they want to spend time together. It's hard for me. Sometimes I have AltSpace open, and because I need to know if people are sending like messages, because one of the ways I get messages now is through a message system in AltSpace, and people will come in and ask me whether I can attend an event or not. It breaks my heart every time I have to say, I'm sorry, I can't, I'm working or whatever. But I love it how people put themselves out there to do things. When Laurel talks about fearless, I love how kids are coming in and saying, okay, I'm going to do a talk show. I'm going to do a podcast. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but I get to be a guest on a talk show tonight. And
sure.
I've never been a guest. I've been, it hasn't worked before because I've been busy and maybe had a conflicting event, right? But tonight there isn't a conflict for it. And I'm excited to to be invited. It's Late Night with Buddy.
All right.
I'm very excited. And it happens at 9:15 Mountain. 8:15 Mountain, so that's 10:15 Eastern, etc. But I just love how people are embracing the opportunity to do things. And I really, I've said this before from this podium, but I really encourage you guys, when you have a few minutes, and world hopping is fun, going to the campfire is fun, but check out the live events. And just check out a couple of them. And if there's an event that, you could go into, just support that event. Community helpers, when you go into an event, the people that follow you into that event. So by just attending, you're actually supporting that event by giving them a bit of an audience. And I love that. I love how you guys support each other, right? How we're all in this together. And now where there's so many new users, I'm nocturnal. So North American Night, I was very often I'd have nobody that I knew online. And now that never happens. There's this whole community of people, right? And with the virus, seriously, people are off school, off work, they're at home. So now all of a sudden their hours are changing, right? And so now they get to be online at different times. So many opportunities. And the last thing I'll say is that when it comes to what's happening globally, it really is mind-blowing how we are really united. Like nothing has ever united the world like this, like nothing. And so now we have the power to talk to each other because so many people are afraid, they're sad, they're mourning deaths, etc. So when almost every conversation I get into comes back to the virus, right? And I don't mind that because we all need to talk. So when you can afford somebody the time is the most precious resource we have had in the past, and it still is that, right? When you can give someone your time and let them just unload, right? You're doing the best thing you can do for this community. I'm so grateful to be part of it. Okay, so now I'll just say, that remember, our conversations here don't stop here in AltSpace VR.
Mm-mm.
Check out all the various Discord groups we have for the AltSpace VR community and activities. There's an official AltSpace VR group to keep up with the activities and events in AltSpace. And like us, many long-term events have been are very active and have Discord servers. And they're just waiting for you to join and be a part of the community inside and outside of AltSpace VR. We have a list in the lobby, so you can start there.
And that's it for us. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope that you feel the same way as we do. We get way too passionate about this because we really believe in this community and coming together, and we want to support you to do the same. So that's this week's news and updates, and you can keep up with all the news and updates by subscribing to our event through the channels tab for altspacevr.com. Join us on Discord, watch the live stream of past events or the current ones on our YouTube channel. And we are here for you to keep you updated on the news in AltSpace and around the VR industry and world. So please tell a friend, share our Discord, our YouTube channels, so others can keep up with the news in and around AltSpace VR.
And if you would like to volunteer, you guys, if you'd like to volunteer, nudge, nudge, to help us out, we would love it. We do this for you, but we also need your help. We need people to help us film and live stream the news. We need people to help us supply with pictures and news from events and activities around AltSpace. We need writers and editors and monitors and backups. And if you would like to help us, let us know on our Discord server or after the show. Talk with one of us.
Yay, and we're going to hang around with you after the news to answer any questions and talk about what you're doing in AltSpace. So stick around. And thank you to all of our amazing volunteers and moderators that help us make this event a success every week. Thank you, thank you, thank you from our virtual hearts and our real hearts. So please be safe wherever you are in the world. Thank you. Woo-hoo! Yeah.